That's right, everybody. Go faster. And here we are with Speed Racing Network, the Cup Series, week number 5. We are here at Daytona, our favorite place to be here on iRacing. My name is Sean Griffith. I'm here with Byron McDonald. Byron, how's it going tonight in Daytona?
Oh, it's going great, man. It's about to get a lot better, too. It's going to be a fantastic race, man. You know, this is the Great American Race, and everybody looks forward to it every year. So we're going to see some bump drafting, some wild ones, and quite possibly that big one.
Man, we've got all sorts of fun going on tonight. We've got Sadie's All Out Fight 200, so we're raising money for Sadie, who is a beautiful 4-year-old girl today. So today is her birthday. It's Valentine's Day. It's Daytona week. I mean, what else could we do to make this thing better?
Oh, man, we're going to start these cars up tonight, and it's going to get a lot better. But happy birthday to little Miss Sadie, and can't wait to honor her tonight and have a good time. So ready to get these cars on the track and can't wait.
Now, for those of you that don't know, Sadie is 4 years old today. She does have leukemia, and she was diagnosed with that. So she is in the fight of her life. And you can actually help us out because we're trying to raise money for her. There's a bunch of different ways that we can do that. So first, go to fbbbq.com. So there is some fantastic seasoning on there. It's called Flavor Bomb Seasoning, and all the proceeds from Flavor Bomb Seasoning sales go directly to help Sadie and help pay for her medical. Her medical stuff. So there's that. You can also purchase raffle tickets on speedracingnetwork.com. We do have 3 raffles going on right now. There's a headset, which we'll show you a little bit later. There's a butt kicker out there. And there's also a Christopher Bell replica helmet, which if you don't know who Christopher Bell is, rewind Daytona today back to about lap, 14 or so, and you'll see who Christopher Bell is. And so he's still out there on the track, but we've got some good stuff there. You can donate directly on speedracingnetwork.com as well, or just share our Facebook post. Get the word out about Sadie and about helping us raise money for her. It is a very, very worthy cause, and we sincerely hope all the best for her, but we're going to help out her and her family tonight.
Absolutely. It's a great cause, and these drivers are going to race like that. You know, they know what's on the line tonight and what we're racing for. So they're going to put on a great show tonight.
Yeah, out there, Rob Yost actually donated that Christopher Bell helmet, and so he's out there in the chat already saying, buy those raffle tickets. And so one of his prized possessions, and he gave that up to raise money for Sadie, so we sincerely appreciate that. Let's talk about this league. It's an incredible group of guys in not just this league, but in the entire series. But we're going 20 weeks, fixed setups, no fast repairs. So you mess up, I mean, you're not going to be able to keep that car out there very long. It's $15 a week to get in, $1,000 for first place, and then there's the all-important team championship. Byron?
Absolutely. You know, we got the $15 a week entry fee, but, you know, the main thing I see on this page is the no fast repairs, and we've seen that come into play so far, and really it's showing in the point standings. So these guys in Daytona, you know, there's that big one that you got to avoid. So having no fast repairs, you get caught up in that big one early or even late in the race, your night's going to be over early.
Yeah, but if you can stay in the race, then the race payouts are definitely there for not just this race, but for the entire season. And so the race payouts for tonight, first place will get $75, second place will get $45, third place gets $30, fourth place gets $20, and fifth place through seventh place will each get $15. And so all you got to do is come in top 7, get that money back.
Yeah, you say all you have to do, but you know you can be in 10th place here on the last corner and come in and end up winning $75. So I don't want to be that guy in the lead on the last corner because I know that guy behind me is going to be pushing just as hard for me. So if you got a running car at the end of this race, you're going to have a chance to be one of these money guys tonight.
Well, we also have a few other fun prizes here tonight from our sponsors. So Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing went out and they said, we're going to give $15 to the hardest charger out there tonight. Plus, we're going to donate another $15 in that driver's name to Sadie.
Absolutely. And I fully expect a lot of guys not to qualify tonight. So there's going to be a lot of guys going for those hard chargers that we see up front usually. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can work their way through the field and avoid those wrecks and get their way to the front and win this $15 for themselves and also win $15 to donate to Sadie as well.
Yep, Silverback Tax Solutions, they're going to give out a prize here for a clean race. And here at Daytona, it's tough to have a clean race. But if you have a clean race, then Silverback Tax Solutions will give you $20 plus we'll donate $20 in your name to Sadie as well.
Yeah, I was in that race Wednesday night, and it came to a quick end for me on this one. So, my advice to these guys tonight: stay out of the early ones and try to go get this donation, man. It's awesome. Everybody was fighting for it in the previous two races, so I expect the same tonight.
Oh, I know. So Silverback Tax Solutions donating this money and everything, but halfway through that race on Thursday night, there were 23 clean drivers, and then it all just disappeared within a couple of wrecks. So be safe out there, everybody, and let's make Silverback Tax Solutions give out a bunch of money. But Tropical Smoothie Cafe is also donating for the halfway leader, so we are going to have a competition caution on lap 40 to where we'll throw the caution flag. Whoever the leader is at that point will get $25, and Tropical Smoothie will donate $25 to Sadie as well.
Absolutely, and this brings an interesting dynamic into the race because it's essentially going to be two races now. Everybody's going to be racing for those $25 here at the halfway point, and then also you're going to have the race at the end. So some people are going to look short term and try to get both, and some people may look long term and say, "Hey, I want the points at the end, and I want the car to stay alive at the end." So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys strategize for this sponsorship here.
Yeah, and it's not just this race that they have to worry about. It's the entire season because we do have the season prizes on the line as well. So our season payouts, first place gets $1,000.
Oh yeah, and they're vying for this all important, man. You get to that final five race, and anything can go, man. Anything can happen. One guy can make a mistake that's been dominating all season, and you can find yourself in the running for that 1,000th place. So the all important goal is to get to that final race, but also the team championship aspect of it as well. There with the $300.
And a lot of those teams out there are just saying, look, let's go after the team championship, and the individual championship will come with that. If you've got five great drivers that are out there supporting each other, then one of you at least is going to be in this final five.
Absolutely, and to know that you get to that final five and $1,000 on the line for that race, I can't wait for the fireworks that night, and I'm looking forward to the journey to get to that race.
Next up, we got our Butt Kicker Clean Driver Award. So for the cleanest driver of the season, they are going to get a free butt kicker, and this butt kicker can change the way you play this game.
Absolutely. We have this across all three series, and I decided to go look at my incident points throughout the series, and I'm not looking too good for this one. So those guys that are, man, hats off to them, and they'll be able to keep their car clean throughout the season. But tonight's going to be one of those ones that you got to look up, and you may have 4, 8, 10 X's. You never know. So you got to keep that car clean tonight.
Speaking of clean driving and hard charging, Kane Cook, one of the drivers from the Coca-Cola series, and we got to see him, I believe it was back on Monday in his very own Daytona race. But he's out there, and he has agreed to coach a lot of our drivers. And so all you have to do is go to speedracingnetwork.com. You can book some time with Kane Cook, and what he's known for more than anything, Byron, is called hard charging.
Oh, yeah. He qualifies in the back on purpose, and he has the most throughout the entire service of starting in the back and getting the most wins and getting the most hard charger awards. So very knowledgeable guy. And it was really cool Monday night to get there and watch and say, hey, I took lessons with that guy. I've learned from him, and he's got so much knowledge to spread. So definitely take advantage of this.
Yeah, definitely go to speedracingnetwork.com. It will help you to win and to do very much better here on iRacing because, again, that hard charger award, it teaches you how to move up through the pack. So you're not just leading the entire race. You're starting in the back and you're working your way forward. You have to learn how to pass people. You have to learn lines. You have to learn how to adjust everything.
Absolutely, and it's the small things that you don't realize that you're doing. There's just little things that he's shown me that I'm like, oh, this carries over to every track on the service. And he's like, oh, absolutely. This little trick here, or this there. So definitely take advantage of this. And, if you get a chance, definitely get in there and get some lessons with him because he'll change your entire career. I promise you that.
Now, let's take a look right now at those people that are inside the cut. In Mitch Rollo, you can see that number 96 at the top of the leaderboard already.
Oh, yeah, he's been Mr. Consistent so far this year, man. Just really been consistent throughout the year so far. We got Brandon Key there sitting in fourth, and Timothy Latham tied with him from 55. So you look in here, though, you see it. Several teams here got a couple guys in here, 3 from each team, and a couple H2K guys. So the cream's starting to rise to the top, and I think tonight's going to really start that climb towards that playoff push.
Yeah, but you also have some guys outside the cut here that really should be up in there. And so I can point out a couple right now. Bobby Brill from Filthy 5 Motorsports, our champion from last season, he should definitely be in that top 15. Oscar Jensen, this guy is the most under the radar guy in this entire league. In fact, I'm checking to see if I see him on track, and I do see him on track tonight. He's going to be my pick tonight.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. One of these guys can definitely come up here and get you a win, and it's not when you're in, but it's also just getting points and maximizing your points tonight. So some of these guys have been struggling throughout the night. They may have this date circled on the calendar to say, hey, this is the race that I can really start my push to that playoffs.
Yep. Now, we also have the team championship out there, which we talked about a little bit earlier. And right now, Roel Smith Racing, they jumped a huge amount last week, and now they are up in first place in the team standings.
Absolutely, and we talk about kickstarting their season. And last week at the road course, they dominated, and they definitely took advantage of that. And they're now finding themselves at the top of the team standings. So they got to take advantage and continue to take the momentum with them.
Yeah, those team standings in the team championship brought to you by Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Eat Better, Feel Better, and Roel Smith Racing with a huge race last week on the road course, jumped all the way up into first place, and they are looking for more. They're looking to make a gap here, but Rev Racing, don't count them out at all. They've had a little bit of driver change, but they still have 5 phenomenal drivers on that team.
Absolutely. You take a look at these standings, these guys aren't separated by much. So the teams will come into play tonight. They'll work together and they'll pit together. So we'll see maybe some bonds made and bonds broken between some teammates. So going to be interesting to see how some of these guys work around this traffic tonight.
Yeah, if you look at those top 5, basically any of those top 5 teams can jump into first place after a crazy night at Daytona.
Oh, absolutely. It's about having your cars alive at the end. So going to be interesting to see how these teams decide to navigate their way through Daytona, because we know how hard it is.
Well, let's try to introduce everybody to some of these teams so that you can kind of know who's driving. If you don't know who's out there, then you don't really know who to cheer for. So Tropical Smoothie Cafe has our team introductions, and we'll start off with Roel Smith Racing, the team leaders right now.
Absolutely. These guys put on a show 2 weeks ago, so hopefully they can follow that up with a great position tonight and get those guys up top. Jake Rowe came away with a dominating finish. Jacob Smith, Shane Good, Dean Brummett, who's been consistent all year, and Scott Healy there. So great team. Find themselves at the top of the standings. Let's see if they can keep themselves there.
Yeah, Jacob Smith, again, one of those drivers that's kind of under the radar. Doesn't have a win yet this season, but is up in second place, I believe, in the point standings. So he is definitely up there, so beware of him. But also watch out, Rev Racing wants that team championship back. They had the lead last week, dropped out of the league, or out of the lead this past week. But, man, you got 5 drivers here that really, really want it.
Absolutely, and our motto is patience, and that's what Daytona is all about. So I expect these guys to get together, group up, and really just work their way to the field and just be methodical and be smart about their moves tonight, because they can definitely come away with this points lead tonight.
Next up, we got the home team. We've got the factory team. This is Team SRN. They are pure speed, and they start off with number 23, Scott Kalal, then Ira Kohlhaas, then number 42, James Holzer, who we know from some previous series is just a fantastic driver. Chad Wampler, who I believe was in our playoff last season, and then Ted Rekich, who's come on strong as well. So 5 great drivers here.
Absolutely. We got 3 of these guys in the top half of the standings there in the playoff hunt right now. So they're carrying their team well, and they continue to have their success and stay consistent.
Next up, we got Filthy 5 Motorsports, and they are rated F for just plain filthy, and they are ready to go out there tonight. I know they have some stuff on their bumpers for Sadie tonight, but we'll see what they can do out there on the track.
Absolutely. And these guys have been pretty good. Latham's obviously been dominant, but I'm still waiting for the rest of the guys to kind of come around and really have a good night. So hopefully these guys can get together and work their way to the front and be there at the end.
Next up, we got Bronco Motorsports, and a little bit of a change on Bronco Motorsports. So they brought in a new driver, Ryan. I believe that's going to be Steenbachers. That's what I'm guessing on that. But Chris Massey has really put together a great team here.
Absolutely. Austin Reedy, Chris Massey, Tristan Bailey, Brad Herman, and I'm not even going to attempt to say his last name. You said it for me. These guys here, man, have been consistent as well. And again, these are going to be those guys that you find, and we're going to look up towards the end of this race, and they're going to be up there in the top 15 and battling for this win. So I fully expect these guys to be up there tonight.
R&D Motorsports, so they currently have the points leader on this team with Mitch Rollo, but they also have Justin Boyles, who really knows his way around Daytona. In fact, if I remember correctly, he had a streak going on this week where he had top threes. I think it was 6 or 7 of them in a row.
Absolutely. And this is another group of guys that really just haven't got their season off the ground yet. But again, hoping to take advantage of Daytona tonight, as Mitch Rollo has really carried the flag for this team.
Yeah, but watch out for David Duke there, too. He's the one that actually put all these teams together with R&D Motorsports, Team SRN, and R2D2 Motorsports. But David himself is really, really good at these huge tracks, these super speedways. So be careful, or not be careful for him, but watch out for him because he's one of those that has kind of been under the radar all season long, but he could sneak up on you tonight.
Absolutely. I was in a race with him earlier today, actually, and kind of just followed him around, and he really just kind of showed me the way to the front. So, yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye on him tonight.
Yeah, he also races in another league that is a full-length league, and he ran at full length at Daytona. So this being only 80 laps is child's play to him.
Yeah, I've attempted the Daytona 500 twice this week, and let me tell you, that is a long drive, man. So, yeah, he'll be a short cake tonight for him with 80 laps.
H2K Motorsports. H2K stands for Hard to Kill, and that's really where they're at right now. They have not done a great job this season, but they're not going to give up at all whatsoever. And they're led by number 88, Joseph Dupont, their captain, but Greg Wellen, a fabulous driver, so he's up front quite a bit. Billy Kruska, we haven't really seen too much of him this season, or Gabriel Ellison, or Michael Spengler. So if those three show up tonight, then that could really change the game.
Absolutely. And Joseph DuPont and Greg Mullins really had a great season in their own right. So I expect those guys to be up front pushing for that halfway stage and also for that win.
Finally, on the team side, we've got R2D2 Motorsports. And so they've only got 2 guys on this team, so there is still room for them to pick up a few guys. But these 2 guys have been absolutely incredible this year, especially Aaron Davidson. He has been up towards the front pretty much in every race he's been in.
Absolutely. These 2 guys, just being those 2 by themselves, obviously not really having a chance right now in the team championship, but this is where those 2 can work together and try to get those individuals up there and both make the playoffs, and then find yourself with a chance to go after that individual championship.
Now, we do have a bunch of independent drivers here tonight. So we'll start off with Daniel Baldler, who's one of our Xfinity drivers, one of our better drivers in that league, as well as one of our best drivers last season, making it all the way to the finals of the playoffs. And then your buddy, Greg Olenek, in the number 31.
Absolutely. Great group of drivers here. Many of them coming up from the Xfinity Series. We got the winner, Ryan Ducombe, there from Thursday night. So interesting group of guys here. Maybe they all get together and work together. Who knows? But we'll see what happens.
Brian O'Shell in the number 54. So he is one of our independents all year long. Jay Gimble, also another independent who we've seen him win races in the past in other leagues. So it'd be great to see him there. And then Jovi, a fan favorite, number 18. We'll see him up towards the front more than likely.
Absolutely, a great driver. He's usually up front, so it'll be interesting to see if he puts himself up front or wants to lag back a little bit and maybe try to keep his car clean.
Yep. Over here on the right side, Dave Hughes Jr., one of our independents each week. Landon Lacey deciding to drop in for this race. Emerson Ardon as well, moving up for this race. Rhett Tucker, one of our best drivers in Xfinity, he's moving up for this race as well. And then Joshua Balliet is what I'm going to guess. That's how I'm going to guess it is. But he is a brand new driver in the league here in the Cup Series. And then finally, at the very bottom there, Ryan Ducombe, our winner from Thursday night from the Xfinity leagues. So he is up here trying to make his mark as well.
Absolutely. And Josh, get a chance to possibly showcase his talent tonight and possibly find himself on a team. We got a couple of teams that are looking for some drivers, so maybe get a chance to showcase his talent tonight.
Yeah, once again, out here right now with the Sadie's All Out Fight 200. And again, those of you that don't know who Sadie is a 4-year-old little girl. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Sadie. We are out here raising money for her and helping to get her some care from leukemia. So helping her in her all-out fight. And this little girl, I've seen a couple little videos of her, a couple pictures of her. She is a fighter.
Absolutely. And, cancer affects everybody. We all know somebody that has been affected by it. So get out there, donate for us, join the raffle. This is a really great cause, and I'm really grateful to be a part of it.
Yeah, and we are just about to get started out here at Daytona International Speedway, so we are super excited about it. And once we get down there on the track, we actually have a very, very special guest that is going to give us our call to get the engine started here tonight. So let's see if we can't get to her. And you know what? It's going to be our Grand Marshal tonight will be Sadie herself. So let's hear her give the call, and then we'll get out there onto the track.
Hey, this is Sadie, and gentlemen, start your engines!
And there she is. She is out there, and they do have the engine started. And we are sitting in on pole position with our series leader right now, Mitch Rollo, already getting that engine started. So good to hear him out there in pole position. Then Greg Wellen up there in second.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome video. As we're going to go into our starting lineup here, as he mentioned, Mitch Rollo on the pole, Greg Wellen there in second. For H2K Motorsports. There in third is going to be Timothy Latham of Filthy 5 Motorsports. And number 4, Alan Dobbs for Rev Racing.
Yep, Brandon Key is fifth position for Rev Racing. Then Chad Wampler for Team SRN in sixth.
You got Brandon
Browning, I believe. Yeah, that's
Browning for 55 Motorsports, and Jordan Saylor's there in eighth for R&D Motorsports.
Yep, Austin Reedy for Bronco Motorsports up in ninth. Justin Boyles from R&D Motorsports in 10th.
And Damian Leininger there in 11th for Rev Racing, and in 12th place, Scott Kalal for Team SRN.
So definitely got a lot of great guys out there. I think we are about ready to get out there on the track, and you can see all of those cars lined up. I think we're missing one. I think that's Ryan Steenbacher's that has not logged in just yet. So you see a little gap back there on the inside row, but I'm sure he will jump in pretty shortly. If not, then he will have a chance to log in when we get started. So, so it looks like he will have to start back in the back.
Yeah, and that's a strategy call most likely, unless he's having internet issues. But decided to start in the pits, and he's going to come out of the pits after they get the green flag. And we'll just start behind the field. But interesting to note, I see a lot of Red Racing drivers. We got 3 of them in the top 11 there, so maybe their strategy is to be up front and try to meet up there. Going to be interesting to see how these guys navigate this.
Yeah, R&D Motorsports has 3 in the top 10 as well, so they definitely have the guns to do this. Now, a lot of our independent drivers decided to start back towards the back. They just want to try to stay out of all the trouble.
Absolutely, and those independent drivers don't necessarily have team affiliations either, so maybe not necessarily have any help, and they decided to all help each other. So maybe a race within a race for them, but yeah, definitely going to be. They're going for that hard charger award as well, so those guys may work their way up to the front and get that $15.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of people drop back, and that is a very valid strategy. And in fact, in the actual Cup race earlier today, or at least the beginning of it, you could see that was a very valid strategy as the leaders all got into wrecks and everybody else was able to stay clean.
Absolutely, and if you're an iRacer yourself and you've ran Daytona this week, you know that there's nowhere safe here. Even in the back, you can decide you can still get wrecked. So it's not always a safe bet, but we're going to see what we do here as the pace car is going to pull off one more time.
Yep, no rain delays here at Speed Racing Network. We got Mitch Rollo is going to get us started, and he jumps on the pedal and takes off. Greg Wellen gets a great jump right to his side.
Absolutely, great start. And that's a key here, too. I learned that firsthand. You don't want to get that early jump and jump out in front of people because you got to have that run behind you. So they're staying 2-2 right now. We're going to see how they they get lined up here, we'll be battling up top.
Yep, and we're going to get to lap 3 here, and we will have a 1-lap moment of silence for Dale Earnhardt and for his passing 20 years ago. So once we get to lap 3, and you can see all those guys below the double yellow lines, they're just all falling back.
Absolutely, and a heads-up move by those guys that were already in the back lined up, moving up to the top, allowing those guys to get back in with no incident. So interesting strategy there by the 55 guys. We'll see how it pays off for them.
Yeah, but Mitch Rollo likes that front position. He does not want to let that thing go. And so he is just going to stay up there, and so is Greg Wellen. They're not really duking it out too much right now, just trying to get 2 lines formed up.
Yeah, and they're all just settling in right now, trying to figure out what line is moving and where to go, and really just get lined up there and get comfortable. This is a long race, and these laps take around, almost a minute to get around. So it's definitely going to take some time to get around here tonight. And it's going to be a long one, so it's going to be one to settle in for.
Yep, Greg Wellen jumps out into the lead. Alan Dobbs pushing him up to the front. Mitch Rollo is going to bring up in 3rd position as we are coming to lap 3. And once again, we'll have a quick moment of silence for this lap in honor of Dale Earnhardt. And we do appreciate that moment of silence in honor of the great one, Dale Earnhardt.
Absolutely. I woke up this morning with the Daytona 500 in mind, but 20 years, it doesn't even seem right. 20 years, man, that's insane. But many, many great years of racing since then, and, they carry on his legacy every race that they have.
Well, up front, we got Jordan Sailors in the outside line getting pushed by Justin Boyles himself. But on the inside line, you got Greg Wellen still being pushed by Alan Dobbs.
Absolutely. These 2 lines have formed pretty well, kind of breaking away with the 2 packs back there behind them. But this pack here got about 20 cars in it, lined up fairly well, and everybody's staying pretty organized and not really pushing the buttons. So guys keeping organized here early on.
Yeah, and again, that's early on. I mean, what happens later on in the race, especially as we get to that halfway point for that halfway money, and right after that, it's about go time then.
Oh, yeah. About lap 35, you'll see these guys throw their gloves off, and they'll start heading towards the front. So these guys really just settle in, trying to line up, get matched up with their partners, and really start working their way towards the front here.
Well, everybody playing nice right now, and that's to be expected, especially in a race here where there are no fast repairs. So everybody's going to mind their P's and Q's until they don't have to.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things too is, knowing you don't have that fast repair in your back pocket, you kind of got to play that strategy card. And if that strategy is being up front and you think that's the safest place, then that's where you're going to hang out. But you saw several of those guys drop to the back, knowing that they don't have that fast repair in their pocket, so they feel like it's safer back there. But these guys, 2x2, don't seem to mind.
Yeah, we got a bunch of cars that kind of lagged off there, but we'll jump back a little bit, and we'll see this second pack kind of forming up back about 6 seconds behind the lead pack.
Absolutely. You see these guys lined up, and that lead pack car is very important because he's the eyes of these guys back here. When you're lined up like this, you don't see anything but the spoiler of the guy in front of you. So that front guy, Tristan Bailey, has so much responsibility. He leads that pack around. He directs them, and so that's one of those things that you don't really get to see in NASCAR races. That guy up front is actually controlling that pack and the communication that goes on between those guys.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like the pack has really broken away. It kind of just looks like a strand of just a single line here that's gone back just a long, long way.
Yeah, and that's those guys just not willing to push it yet. They're not willing to bump draft them. You see our bottom line there. There's so much space And really, when you get lined up, only that second car in line can really push without really pushing that issue, unless it's towards the end of the race. So the guys behind that push car, they're usually either tucked in behind them or give it a little bit of space just in case something goes wrong.
Now these guys on the outside, a lot of people have been talking about how the outside line has been better this week, as long as you can get tucked right up against it. And Alan Dobbs gets down to the inside. I don't know if he's purposely dropping back. It looks like the number 12 as well. His teammate Damian Leininger is dropping back also.
Yeah, it seems that Red here is going to get lined up. As you see, they dropped back to Brandon Key there, so I'm sure they're in communication here, getting lined up and really wanting to stick together here.
Oh, we got a huge wreck.
As Damian Leininger chose the correct time to get out of line, and that was unfortunate there. We're going to go back and see there with our wreck replay there.
Oh, wow, that is just a massive, massive wreck. All sorts of damage back there. I think I saw somebody basically get punted to the moon, and we are going to go back and we're going to check that out with a wreck replay brought to you by Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia.
I would not be surprised if that might have been one of those blinkers that was in mid-pack, and we know he saw a little bit of connection actually with several cars, so with them being in a pack like that,
Oh, and that was Mitch Rollo.
Yeah, it looked like the 81 there thought he was clear, and he just wasn't. Just a game of inches out there at Daytona, man. You think you're clear 1 second, and then you're not. And unfortunately hooked our points leader there, and that's going to end his night.
Yeah, we're going to go back and check that out again. Oh, it just... You can see he just goes. That doesn't actually happen at Daytona. There's no way. Oh my gosh, that's epic.
Just for giggles, man. We got to go to the cockpit view of Mitch Rollo and see it, man. We got to see it.
Let's see if we can get there.
You see him just driving, just gets hooked, and it goes berserk.
Wow. Nice little glitch by iRacing there where that happens. But if you go back again, and you said it was the 81?
Yes, I believe it's that purple. Behind the purple car. Not the 81. I apologize. Not the 81.
Yeah, that's not the 81. Let's go back and find out if we can figure out who that was. Oh, that's the 87. That's Chad Wampler.
Yeah, Wampler was not clear, and you see just how quick things can go bad. And unfortunately for our points leader, who started the whole night, might I add you, his race going to come to an end early.
Yeah, so Mitch Rollo will likely be out of this race completely and totally. Michael Spengler got involved in that as well. A few others got involved also. So big damage out there. But we do have a bunch of guys that decided to stay out on the track. Even though we're 10 laps in, tires not really a big issue here.
Oh, no, tires is not an issue at all. And we're going to see a lot of no-tire stops tonight, most likely, or some two-tire stops as well, just depending on strategy. But unfortunate here to get that damage this early, because even if you didn't get, completely ruined, this is not a place that you want to have aero damage. So hopefully those guys can get those cars repaired as best as possible and get back out here and maintain speed.
All right, and so while we have a moment here, we're going to take a very quick commercial break, and we're going to tell you just a little bit more about Sadie.
Like our drivers here at Speed Racing Network, Travis L. is a competitor. That's a fact made clear when you talk to Travis about his love for professional barbecue and the Flavor Bomb rubs and seasonings that have helped him bring home championships. Travis launched Flavor Bomb in June 2020 to champion something greater, his daughter Sadie. Sadie's battle began in late 2019 with a life-threatening infection. Not long after fighting that battle, Sadie was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Sadie's treatments continue weekly and are set to do so through September of 2022. The cost, both physically, financially, and mentally, can be staggering at times. Through Flavor Bomb and Sadie's journey, Travis and Sadie have been able to support the doctors, nurses, and patients that have been by their side. Flavor Bomb does cooks, giveaways, and gives part of the proceeds to St. Jude's and Cook's Children's Hospital. Please go to www.fbbbbq.com to help support Travis and Sadie in their fight against cancer.
All right, yeah, get out there and go to fbbbq.com. Get your Flavor Bomb seasoning. All the proceeds from those sales go towards helping Sadie in her fight against leukemia.
Absolutely, and I'm got 2 screens up now. I'm about to go over here and hop on FBBQ myself and get some seasonings done, man, because I've heard great things about these guys, man. Great thing.
Get the Moab seasoning. You'll never have better.
You're giving me recommendations, so I'm going to hold you to that. All right, when it comes in, it better be good, Sean.
All right, we're about to get right back to it, and you can see on the outside line, number 55, that is Jordan Sailors in the Flavor Bomb car. So kind of fitting that he is up towards the front, and he will dive down right in front of Justin Boyles.
Absolutely, that Flavor Bomb car getting our sponsor some good camera time here out front, and I expect him and Justin Boyles here to work together and possibly control the spot of line, and that's really where you want to be.
And we'll see if that wreck kind of calms everybody down a little bit. Usually you have one big wreck at the very beginning, people calm down a little bit, and then they get right back to racing once we get to about halfway.
Absolutely, and again, it's a long race, and that first wreck, and it was just a simple mistake, but that's going to put some fear in a little bit of drivers, and maybe put a little bit more caution in these guys and kind of back off and realize, hey, they get lined up, long race here, we got plenty of racing to go.
Oh, you can already see that second pack way back in the back. They are hanging way back now.
Absolutely, and expect those guys here. They're riding around right now, but they're probably back there getting organized, and they're going to be riding around here single file, kind of like this front group is here.
Yeah, you can see that second pack led by Nick Caldwell in the number 28 for Rev Racing. So they're just all hanging back.
Absolutely. You see Alan Dobbs there leading that pack with them. So Rev Racing getting lined up here and kind of controlling that second pack.
But Flavor Bomb at number 55, Jordan Sailors up front, and they are getting pushed by his teammate, Justin Boyles.
Yeah, and that's who you want behind you as your teammate. You know you're safe. You know you ain't got to worry about him pulling out. And they can kind of talk to each other here and direct each line, really, if they want to control both lines.
And on the outside, you got Oscar Jensen. Not going to say nothing, but that's my pick right there. He has flown under the radar all season long already, and now here he is challenging for the lead at Daytona.
That's your pick, and you're sticking with it. Remember this come lap 80. All right, we're going to remember this come lap 80. I have not put my pick out there yet. I'm letting the line scroll by a little bit, and I'm going to make my pick here soon.
When are you going to make your pick? Lap 79?
Hey, you didn't put a timer on this now, did you? I didn't have a timer on it. Okay. I'll go. Justin Boyles is going to win this race.
I like it. That's a great pick. He's been on just an absolute tear this week in official races.
Absolutely. You sold me on him. He's in the 8. It's only right.
Now, Oscar Jensen on the outside getting pushed by Brian O'Shell, one of our independent drivers in the Pit Viper car. He is a Pit Viper enthusiast, and he has already put out there on our YouTube channel for everybody to go out there and get yourself some Pit Vipers, and I will tell him that my nephew and niece both got Pit Vipers for Valentine's Day.
I don't have a pair. I see him and instantly think of Macho Man Randy Savage. So, I'm a fan of Pit Vipers. I just don't own my own.
Definitely the Macho Man look.
Yeah, and you got to see. He's working here with Jensen as well. And you work with a driver early enough, those guys may find you here later and repay that favor. So you see him staying in line here, kind of pushing Oscar Jensen out there. He's looking like he's going to go 3 wide here, maybe drop to the back or try to force this thing 3 wide.
Well, so he went 3 wide, and you can see Bobby Brill in the number 3 car. They are best friends, so they are good friends, Bobby Brill and Brian O'Shell. So he just wanted to work with Bobby there, I believe. And so Rhett Tucker moved up, and he is going to be working with Oscar Jensen there on the outside instead.
Therefore, maybe possibly setting up a move to go to the outside and possibly get to the front of this thing. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you're an independent driver here, you got to make friends, and luckily he has some in his back. Hopefully it will work.
So this front pack Looks like they've only got, 11 drivers in this front pack here, and then it starts to kind of break off a little bit.
Absolutely, and I look back there, that second pack is lined up now, so they're kind of just probably biding their time, kind of setting up their pit strategy and starting to make their way towards the front here before pit stops getting away.
Oh, Rhett Checkered gets a little bit squirrely there. Now we got 3 wide action.
Oh, yeah, one move, and it can move you to the outside, and then you get freight trained. We're going to see if anybody jumps up out there with them, or they're going to stay calm and let them just drop to the back and fall in.
And I think he's going to jump in back behind Bobby Brill there.
Absolutely, and that's a smart move there. Try to just drop down. Made a mistake, but able to recover and didn't make it worse than what it was.
Flavor Bomb getting their airtime in right now, and that is what we love for Sadie's all-out fight. So again, go out to fbbbq.com, order your Flavor Bomb seasoning. It will change your life, and it will change the way you grill. Get that seasoning out there because all those proceeds go to help Sadie.
Absolutely, and he's hoping to put this thing in victory lane tonight. He's got a teammate behind him, and they're actually not being challenged so bad right now. They're just kind of settling in. As you see him hooking bumpers there, so really just in control of this race because the outside line really hasn't been able to form up.
Well, there are definitely some team orders going on right now because we'll jump back. We got all of Rev Racing back here, so 4 in a row. That's Rev Racing, and then just a little bit behind them, you got Roel Smith Racing, 4 of them in a row as well. So there are some team orders going on.
Absolutely. You'll see these two teams likely pit together as well. That way they have a bigger pack together, and they can all kind of organize and decide when they want to go down together, and that way they all have a drafting party when they came out.
And you can see the distance between first and all the way back to about 20th place there. Oh, and now we got trouble. Brian O'Shell, he turns.
Oh, man. Again, the bump drafting at Daytona is just so close, and again, 1 inch and you're in trouble. Brian O'Shell finds himself to the inside, and luckily, he's going to back out. I was going to say, luckily that grass is not as wet as it was at the Daytona 500 today, and he can get out, but man, unfortunate.
Very unfortunate that he got involved in that. Let's see if we can't figure out what happened there with another rec replay. And we're going to back it up just a little bit here so you can see what happens. So looks like Brian O'Shell gets a little bit out of shape and bumps the 41 a little bit and then just gets turned. And so that is how close they're racing out there. Now, I mean, obviously one of his best friends, Bobby Brill, right behind him, did not intend to turn him. So what happened, he gets a bump from Bobby Brill, and then gets into Oscar Jensen a little bit, and then that gets O'Shell out of shape, and then Brill hits him just a little bit wrong.
Absolutely. And that goes back to what I touched on, and I saw it so much this week on paint schemes is you don't push the pusher. And unfortunately, Bobby Brill gave him a bump there, gave O'Shell a bump into Jensen, and that's what caused the stack up there.
Let's go to the second pack here. You can see the wreck happening right in front. Oh, and they got to get woed up really quick.
Absolutely. That's one of the scariest things as a driver at Daytona, or really anywhere in a second pack like that, is you're worried about the guys behind you. You know, here at Daytona, I typically love to ride around the back where nobody's behind me. That way you don't have anybody coming in and ARCA braking. But getting woed up there and luckily able to stay clean there for Alan Dobbs.
And you can see Oscar Jensen, the only guy on the track that has not pitted, I don't believe. So I don't see anyone else that has not taken a pit stop. No, Bobby Brill looks like he pitted on lap 9. So I think Oscar's the only one that has not taken a pit based on my scoring at least.
Absolutely. These guys are staying out because I believe he believes that he's going to make it with these cautions, that he's going to make it to the end of the stage. That's what he's banking on. That's why he's down there saving fuel below the yellow line, trying to take the shortest route around here. And Bobby Brill pitted on lap 9, so he doesn't need to pit into the stage caution either. So, yeah, taking advantage of track position.
Well, while we've got a brief moment, we were talking about some raffles a little bit earlier, and let's kind of go ahead and show you what's up for grabs. So you can go to speedracingnetwork.com and buy your raffle tickets. So they're $10 per ticket, and again, all the proceeds go towards Sadie. So they go to Sadie. So we do have a Butt Kicker Gamer 2 out there. So again, we talked about Butt Kicker a little bit earlier, how it could change the way you race. You feel everything, and so that is available. We also have an Astro A40 TR and Mixamp Pro headset. And so this is a $250 headset. And it is out there. You can win that for $10 as well. And then finally we have probably my favorite one, the Christopher Bell replica helmet. And again, if you don't know who Christopher Bell is, go back to about lap 14 or 15 of Daytona. And he is, they're going to say that he's the one that caused it, but he just kind of got into the back of one of the drivers, kind of like Bobby Brill just did.
Absolutely, and that's a Norman kid. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna give me some tickets for that. He's from Norman, Oklahoma, right down the road from me. So that's pretty cool, and definitely would love to add that to my collection.
So definitely go to speedracingnetwork.com and get those raffle tickets, and let's help out Sadie as much as we possibly can. I've heard that we're approaching $1,000 that we've raised for Sadie, which is incredible for just kind of the small group of people that we have. Raising that much money is absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely. It just goes to the group of guys that we have in this league, and not just this series, but across all three platforms for our series. And just an awesome week, and some awesome racing too, to honor a great girl.
All right, and here we go. So we're going down the backstretch here. Let's kind of regroup a little bit. You got Oscar Jensen up in first, got Bobby Brill in second, so those two are teammates. You have Rhett Tucker, who doesn't matter which race he's in, you always find him up front, and then Jordan Sailors in the Flavor Bomb car out there as well.
Yeah, and unfortunately, my pick there got caught up in that wreck, so he's a lap down, and I'm looking for another guy. So who do I pick now?
That's all right. I'll tell you what, I will give you until lap 40. How's that?
I'm down with that.
There you go. I'll give you till lap 40. But my pick, Oscar Jensen, is going to lead us to the green flag as the pace car dives off. And Oscar Jensen takes off. And this is a position that he's found himself in before in other series where he is the leader. And so that's something that a lot of people don't know about him. He's raced really well in some other series and just has had some bad luck this time around.
Absolutely, and this is no better place to get your luck turned around than Daytona. His teammates struggling on the outside, not really able to get going, and that outside line really dropping back.
And it looks like just a lot of shuffling going on there as Bobby Brill takes it 3 wide on the outside. I think he's just trying to drop back.
Absolutely, with that last wreck, I'm sure he's thinking, hey, that was a close call. I'm going to go ahead and drop back here and kind of get settled back in.
Well, I'm sure he would have stayed up towards the front had he been able to get down to his teammate's bumper, but he was not able to do that. He was trapped on the outside. There was nothing more he could do there.
As you see these guys taking a 3 wide here with one car in the middle and really no help, so interesting here getting towards the middle of this stage.
Man, and they are getting a lot more racy than we thought they would.
Absolutely. These guys are trying to battle for position. That's all it is track position these guys are trying to get and wanting to be that lead car and wanting to take control of this race. And you see these guys lined up on the outside, really organized a lot better right now than that bottom line. So I can definitely see these guys on the outside getting a run and possibly taking that lead.
Yeah, and that 91 car, that is Ted Wreckage. And again, one of those drivers that we've said a lot this season. He is a great driver out there for Team SRN. And so he is actually going to take the lead and lead on the backstretch, and he's going to dive down in front of Oscar Jensen and take it outright.
Yeah, and that's kind of the unspoken rule, but they're not teammates there. But he left this guy out to hang after he got the lead. So I think Tucker's going to tuck that one in the back of his mind and remember that next time he pushes Wreckage up to lead.
Well, Tucker is deciding that he wants to go for the lead himself, and he's getting pushed by Jordan Sailors in that 55.
Absolutely. Jordan Sailors has already got a taste of the lead there in that Flavor Bomb, and he wants to get back up there, so he's trying to push as he dives to the inside here. Not necessarily clear. That was a close call.
And you got that number 88. That's Joseph DuPont from H2K Motorsports. And again, we talked about H2K a little bit earlier, how they've kind of had a down season, but Joseph's trying to turn that around right here, right now.
Yeah, having a great run and really finding himself in a great position here, sitting in third behind Oscar Jensen. Really just going to tuck there and be safe and really wait till the end of the stage and really try to make a move to go get that 25.
Yeah, Red Tucker decided to kind of bow out of this. He was on the outside all by himself, so he decided to kind of back off a little bit, but now he's got some help up top. That's the number 12 of Damian Leiniger up there trying to help him out.
Absolutely. He's going to drop back here and kind of settle in and rebuild that momentum from the inside line and then possibly jump out and try to make a run.
Ted Rekich leading this front line, and that outside is going to try to get something going. It'll take them a couple laps to get up front, I believe.
Yeah, and you got to wonder if Oscar Jensen's sitting here in second, counting down the laps, if he's going to go for that halfway mark reward or not. So really just tucked up right now, being comfortable, but we're a little bit out from that stage break.
You know, really interesting scenario here for the stage break. I mean, of course, that is a $25 award there. But a lot of times when you're going for any type of victory at Daytona, there's a wreck there right at the very end. And so do you really want to chance that this time around?
That is the question, as Oscar Jensen is pulling down and going into the pit road.
He might have been out of gas.
Yeah, I wonder if he may have missed pit road. And this week at Daytona, after the first time by, they did not open pit road again. So I wonder if he just chose not to pit there and avoid the black flag, but he's going to be behind the 8 ball here coming around pit road by himself.
And so now with him gone, Joseph DuPont is doing the pushing on Ted Rekich, but then the outside line has really gotten it together now. And so here comes Damian Leiniger.
Absolutely. And the outside line, Damian Leiniger really came from nowhere, really the last 2 laps. This outside line really formed the wall together, and Jordan Sanders got to really stay hooked to that bumper and kind of keep that car straight here, not to hook Damian.
And for those viewers out there that have never done this before, it is very tough to keep a straight line out there. There's so much wind and airflow going on all sides of your car that there's really no way to keep that thing completely straight. And so that's why you'll see them wobble coming off the corners.
Absolutely, and it's that arrow push that we get so much. You'll see these guys towards the end of this race as well. That top line will move about a half a lane off that bottom lane and really just side draft. There's draft that's on both sides of these cars, and the wind really controls these cars on how fast they go and really how they go.
Damian Leiniger takes the lead. And we'll see if him and Jordan Sailors can keep pushing around. Ted Rekich gets out to the outside, and he doesn't have any help just yet.
Yeah, I think he might have made that move just a little bit too early. Didn't really time it too well. It almost as if Jordan Sailors moved in front of him there, and then he just popped right back out. Got to kind of time that a little bit better there. That way you can jump out and really not be hung out to dry there for how long he was.
And Jordan Sailors taking a little bit of a peek there. I'm not sure if that was just to get any air on the nose or if he's actually considering making a move here, but took a little bit of a peek there, but looks like he's not going to have anywhere to go. Ted Rekich is right there in that middle lane.
Yeah, typically if I'm that second car tucked up there, I ask the leader himself to, move down for me. That way I don't have to move. It's kind of a trust issue with me for that car in the back, as you see him kind of peeked his nose there, DuPont did. So he's got to keep that thing in line no matter how overheated he gets. He's got to be a way to keep himself safe there.
And now they are coming up really fast. That is Oscar Jensen, who had to pit under green. And so they are coming up really fast on him. He is going to try to go high and just stay out of everybody's way. But he has no draft partner up there, and so he is about 5 to 6 miles an hour slower than everyone else.
Yeah, and the best thing for him here is as soon as that last car clears, he needs to drop down and try to catch this draft. That way he guarantees himself to be the lucky dog when that yellow flag does fly at the halfway mark.
And so he just basically stays out of everybody's way, and he's going to try to catch the draft a little bit, try to stay connected as much as he possibly can, just in case there is a caution before the lap 40 caution.
Yeah, he dropped down there behind Brandon Keene. I think he'll be able to catch his draft. So good break for him being able to get out and be able to catch the draft like this, because Otherwise, he'd be a sitting duck and possibly go 2 laps down.
But Damian Leininger still maintains this lead, getting a great push from Jordan Sailors. And then you've got Joseph DuPont. Oh, now Jordan Sailors will head out to the outside, trying to make a line for himself.
Yeah, that move right there tells me that he wants to go get that halfway mark reward. And as you see the bump draft there, Wreckage didn't hit him square. Jordan Sailor's going to go 3 wide here in the middle.
And when you're 3 wide and you don't have any help there, then you're getting pushed from both sides, and it's so hard to maintain control of that car. That is where we see a lot of wrecks when we're 3 wide, is when he doesn't have any help. And now it looks like Brandon Key is going to get maybe into the middle. No, doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it's just so tight there. If you're going to jump to that middle, you got to go, and you got to be decisive. As you see, luckily able to slide up there and get in line. But these guys are racing hard right now, and it's because that stage caution is coming through.
Yep, still 6 laps to go to get to that stage caution. Oh, Joseph DuPont gets a little bit of a wiggle.
Yeah, and if you got to be these guys back here, you got to also remember, we also have the rest of the race to go. But these guys are racing like it's the end of the race, and it's exciting for our fans right now to watch.
Oh, definitely. It always makes for good TV. Now, this pack has broken away, so the next pack back is about 6 seconds behind. And so, I mean, if we stay green, there's no way that second pack's going to catch up to these guys. So they're just trying to hang back for the long haul.
Yeah, and I also would not be surprised if those guys back there decided to pit before the stage caution and possibly try to throw a strategy and get to the front here, as these guys that are racing for this award here are going to be needing to come down pit road after the caution's thrown.
Yeah, we got 11, basically 12 cars here up towards the front that are in this draft. And so still got about 12 guys that have a shot at it. But up front, we got Ted Rekich and Damian Leininger side by side. Never know who's going to come out of this one.
Yeah, that top line has a little bit more organization to it right now. But that bottom line has more cars in it. So if that top line can get a little bit more organized, if Alan Dobbs can pull up there and kind of help push Brandon Key there, that top line is going to start moving.
Now, Damian, if he gets ahead of everybody, does he drop down and leave his teammate, Nick Caldwell, in the number 28? Does he leave him out to dry?
I leave that. If I'm Damian, I ask him if he wants me clear. A lot of the times, a teammate, especially knowing that you're both racing for this win, hey, go ahead and get down. I'd rather you win it and me hold this top line. And we both control these 2 lines, and you stay up here. Neither one of us win. So tough call there, but if I'm Damian, I'm dropping down.
Great racing up here at the front. You can see that pack. Now it's down to about 10 drivers that are inside the draft. And so Joseph DuPont making a move, staying down to the inside. He's not going to do anything there, but Damian does drop down to that bottom line. And Nick Caldwell will bring up first place in that top line.
Absolutely. You see Brandon Key back there also going to be able to help his teammate on the outside.
Oh, Damian goes the block.
Go for the block. Wreckage. Looking inside, looking outside. He's going to dive outside and now get help from Leininger's teammate who drops inside.
And so they basically just switched lanes. And so Leininger now on the inside with Caldwell and Rekich on the outside getting pushed by Gabriel Ellison in the 27. And Gabriel's got some damage on his car.
Yeah, that couldn't have played out any better there for Damian Leininger as he gets his teammate behind him now on the inside. And Brandon Key's going to go to the outside and make it 3 wide in the second row.
And I've just been given a message by Race Control. So at the end of lap 40, so when they cross the start-finish line after lap 40 is when they will have the competition caution. So we've still got 3 laps to go.
Yeah, these guys are turning up the wick here, wanting to get their name on that prize. Damian Leininger controlling the line right now, but the outside line's still not very organized. That bottom line has so many more cars on the bottom.
So out there in the chat right now, John Hale saying that Sadie is rooting for number 78, and that is David Duke. And I'm trying to find where he is on the track, Sadie, and I will give you an update on. Oh, here he is. He's up here in 8th in the Flavor Bomb car.
Yeah, he's sitting right there behind his teammate, Jordan Sailor. So these guys are going to be looking to go their way up to the front for sure.
And so now Ted Rekich drops in front of Damian Leininger. Oh, the Flavor Bomb cars are diving off. Right now, they're going to go into the pits. They're not going to be going for this money. Instead, they are going to go into the pits and get some good track position.
Yeah, I told you that strategy's going to play out. So that's the first team to come down. Going to be interesting to see the other teams decide to make that same move.
Yeah, it looks like the entire team did that. So all of R&D Motorsports dropped down into the pits. And now we've got Ted Wreckage, Damian Leininger. Now 3 of these top 5 are Rev Racing.
Absolutely. And also you got to wonder, if you're Wreckage, you know you got these 2 teammates behind you, but you also got lapped cars coming up in front of you. So you got to make your move, and you got to hold that bottom line and make these guys make the pass around you.
Leininger looking left, looking right, looking anywhere he can possibly find a hole.
Absolutely. He's going to take to the outside with his teammate. Will he get the run? I think he will.
And now we got lap traffic coming up too, so here we go.
Last lap, Damian Leininger to the outside of Ted Wreckage. Wreckage still holding his way on the inside. Going to get some help here, but Rev Racing lined up on the outside. Damian Leininger moves to the inside line.
Damian Leininger looks to be in control of this thing as we're coming down the backstretch.
Absolutely. If you're Leininger, you want your teammate to hop
Leininger
out
with a
there.
block. Another block.
Tell you what, Leininger, you want your teammate out there on the outside of Wreckage so he can't pull up. But we also got these flavor bomb cars coming out of the pit road right now. They're slow in front of the leaders.
Leininger gets a little bit too high outside. Wreckage goes to the inside. And it looks like Wreckage is going to come off of turns 3 and 4. And if the lap cars stay out of the way, Wreckage is going to be the one that takes our halfway lead.
Awesome racing. Unfortunately, Damian went up to block, and Wreckage put the move on there at the end of the stage. What a move, and what great racing. I can't wait for 40 more.
If that's how we are for just half the race, holy goodness. Everybody get ready because it's going to get even better.
Oh, yeah. We have several teams that's been riding around in the back, so it's only going to get better, folks. Get your popcorn ready. Put the kids to bed. It's about to get ugly out here tonight.
So Ted Wreckage with our Tropical Smoothie Cafe halfway leader award. So he is going to win $25 for being the leader at halfway, and we are going to donate, or Tropical Smoothie Cafe is going to donate $25 to Sadie in the name of Ted Wreckage as well. So congratulations, Ted Wreckage. What a great last little lap there, and we're going to let everybody kind of get sorted out, and we're going to try to get him in here for an interview.
Yeah, awesome drive by him, and really awesome drive by Leininger. You saw the move there when Wreckage got underneath him. You saw that Damian thought about going back down. But in the back of his head was, hey, he's got me here. Let's save our car for 40 more laps and go get that win. So I'm sure he's tipping his hat to Wreckage for that move he made.
I know it's not a rec replay, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a rec replay and go back and let's see if we can see what that move looked like here. And this is probably the best view that we can give it. And you'll see all of the lap cars coming into play as Leininger is up in front of Wreckage. And then Leininger moves up a little bit, leaving a little bit of space for Wreckage. And now Wreckage fakes up to the top and goes down to the bottom and gets the hole.
Yeah, right there you saw Damian wanted to close that door, but he knew if he did that it would not only take him out, but Ted, his teammates. So smart awareness driving there by Leininger. Driving hard, but also driving smart and living to fight another lap. So hats off to him. And hats off to Ted for fighting him off. That was a great move.
Yeah, what a great race to that, not the finish line, but to the halfway point for that $25 prize. And so we'll let Ted Wreckage jump into the pits here, and then we will get him up into the booth and try to see what he's thinking about all this.
Getting 4 tires there. So I think we'll see a lot of that here at the halfway mark, getting 4 tires and topping off of some Sunoco fuel. But we also see those that team that came down. They're going to be taking the lead here.
Yeah, and we're going to see how everything shakes out here because there is definitely some mixing up going on. So we'll give it some time to kind of get all solved out there. Let's see if in the meantime we can't try to get Ted Wreckage up here into the booth with us. Hey Ted, this is Sean and Byron up here in the booth. How's it going, buddy?
Great, how are you guys?
Man, we are fantastic. Great run there to the finish. Tell us what happened.
Oh man, that was a hell of a battle there between me and the 12. I mean, nothing but mad respect for him. I mean, we were as close to beating as banging as we could be for super speedway, and keeping it clean. It was definitely white knuckle driving there.
I'll tell you, we see you came away with the award at the halfway mark. What can you do here to have you up in the booth again at the end of this race?
Oh, man, I'm hoping we can keep it out front, keep it clean. Any proceeds besides entry fee is going to go. I'm actually going to donate that to Sadie, so I can kind of really hope I can get a good finish here, get the win, everything like that. Throw a little bit more proceeds towards her, so we'll see what we can do.
Man, that is awesome, and just shows the good heart of all these people that are in this league, and a good heart from you especially, and congratulations on just a great start of the run here. Now, what's the team call going from here forward? What any team rules here?
Everybody's got a little bit of damage, it seems like, throughout the team, so we're kind of just chatting back and forth, seeing what's going to be best. We'll see how this race goes. I'm going to try to stick out of the hairiness of it because a lot of big names are out, so the luck that I've had this season getting in everybody else's mess, I just need to have a good finish. So,
all right, buddy. Well, we're going to let you get right back to it. Congratulations again, and hopefully we'll see you here at the finish.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it, guys. Hope you enjoy it.
All right. Now, up front, we do have David Duke is going to be our leader. And so he is going to bring us to the green flag once we come around turns 3 and 4. So that should make Sadie extremely happy.
I'll say you got to get her a full car shot, man. The 78 leading this crew.
Oh, we got it right there.
Flag, man. Awesome paint scheme. Again, go to Flavor Bomb, check them out, and definitely donate and buy some Flavor Bomb, man. I'm about to get my order in now, so I cannot wait.
Yeah, you can see another Flavor Bomb car there on the outside. That's Thomas Rutherford, and he's who I call Mr. Consistency. So a couple Flavor Bomb cars up here at the front of the pack, and so we'll see what they can do as the pace car is about to dive off coming out of 4, and then we're going to get this party started once again.
Yeah, I'm finally calmed down from that last 40, and got another exciting 40 laps here. So hopefully these guys have settled down as well, and we get to the end of this thing and get to heat it up the last 10 laps.
And so pace car dives off. David Duke gets the restart, and he takes off. And Thomas Rutherford's not going to have enough room to get down there, but I think Duke was deciding whether or not to go to the outside.
Yeah, I think he needs to make up his mind because here comes Ted Rekich, our stage winner, pushing him out front now. Unfortunately, the teammate aspect that didn't work out with Duke and Rutherford, but they're going to get a chance here as he's sticking to the outside of him. And
now we're going to see how well Ted Rekich pushes because he is right on the bumper of David Duke.
Absolutely. As you see, Rutherford now has no help on the outside. We'll see if Brandon Key lets him in. He will not, so he's going to drop to the back of this pack, wherever that may be.
Yeah, and Rutherford, he was our runner-up from Season 1 of Mid-South Madness. So really good driver himself, but just trying to find a slot that he can get in there.
Yeah, and the one thing is he's got to remain patient out there as hard as it is because you know you're going to drop back so far, but you got to trust that you're going to get that opening at some point. And as you see the guys jump to the outside here, he now has help as Ted Rekich is going to get to the lead.
Yeah, Ted Rekich back to the lead there as David Duke was pretty much hung out to dry on the bottom of the track.
Brandon Key pushed to the lead, but he's also got a strong run. He's going to take the lead.
Ooh, Rekich didn't like that. He had to dive below the yellow lines there, which is fine as long as you're not gaining position.
Yeah, Brandon may have just pushed the envelope a little bit there, but luckily able to get clear. We'll see if Rekich pushes him out there and tries to get the help. So here he is going to the outside.
And so Brandon Key is now our leader here, and Ted Rekich out on the outside now, getting pushed once again by Damian Leininger. And these two had a great battle there up to lap 40, so let's see if they can work together and make it even better.
Absolutely, and unfortunately Damian's right now stuck there behind Rekich where his teammate's in the lead, but again, you don't always get behind your teammate. Unfortunately, you find yourself pushing against your teammates sometimes, so right now he's probably just riding, not really pushing Rekich out there to the front, knowing that his teammate's in the lead.
You know, let's dive in really quick and take a look at 11th place back here. This is Ryan Ducombe. He's the one that won the Xfinity League this past week, and so he got this free entry into this race. Oh, and you got Brandon Key. I think is that Brandon Key that was up in that outside wall?
Yeah, it looked like he tapped it just a little bit, trying to avoid the check up there. We'll see. Luckily, Hope was able to follow back in line and not really lose some time there.
That actually was not Brandon Key. I believe that was Red Tucker. Red Tucker on the outside.
Yes, the blues are very similar. There you go. Yes, yes.
So back up front, Brandon Key leads this thing, and his buddy, I don't know if they're buddies or not, honestly. I think David Duke is pretty much the buddy of everybody around here.
Yeah, David Duke's a great guy, man. Like, again, I said, I've never raced with him in league, but he knows all the SRN, so anytime we find each other and officials, we definitely link up and try to work together, man. So he's a great driver, and pushing one of my teammates here, Brandon Key, out front.
Yeah, and then right behind them, Thomas Rutherford on the inside as well. Thomas trying to find his best finish of the season right now.
Yeah, and that's got to be in the back of your mind as well, too. As, you know, I haven't had a great season, and the whole time so far, this is a chance to capitalize on points. We heard Record say earlier, some of the bigger guys are out. Mitch Rollo, our points leader, are out. So anybody that's in that below the cut line is making up points on our leader tonight. So they got to take advantage. They got to keep their car clean, but also continue to stay aggressive.
Well, not only that, but Jacob Smith, second place in points. He's back here in 19th position, a couple seconds behind the leaders. But you can see his teammates are surrounding him right now, almost protecting him from anything that happens.
Yeah, they're back there just lined up. Really just, this will be one of those groups that's going to come to the front when it's time to go and when they know, hey, we got enough fuel, we got enough tires, and there's no more holding back, it's time to go. And that's part of their strategy.
Oh! Up in the wall, did not see that was. That might have been Gabriel Ellison. Yes, it was.
Yeah, that air pushing again. So easy to get up in that wall from on the outside line, especially with this inside line running a little bit higher off that yellow line than they usually do. So he probably just got a little nervous there and got up into the wall, unfortunately, but didn't seem to hurt him too bad.
Nope. Now Brandon Key back up to the front on the inside line. Saw a few sparks going on back there in the back, but don't see any damage.
Yeah, just a couple blinkers, and this is not the track that you want to be at blinking. So hopefully whoever that is able to get it corrected. As you're going to see Damian Leininger push Wreckage out to the lead and drop in front of his teammate there, Brandon Key, to take over the top 3 spots there on the inside line.
And you can see a car that was a lap down. That was Ryan Steinbecker, or Steenbachers is what I'm guessing. So that was him just dropping back, just trying to stay out of the way of everybody.
Yeah, and it's been so difficult this week being in officials and seeing lap cars. And even riding up on that top line is very difficult to do. So that could come into play tonight with these lap cars or anybody that gets spaced away from this draft. You're going to be stuck by yourself on the outside while these guys are 2 wide and sometimes 3 wide, and you got to find somewhere to go.
Out there in the chat right now, you got Sean Kozier saying moo, and that I think that's referring to number 31, Greg Olenek, and he is up from the Xfinity Series this week, and he's got a new sponsor for Moo Brew, and so nice cow-looking scheme there.
Oh, yeah, that's an awesome paint scheme you posted in our team chat this week, man, and just instantly was like, man, that's legit. You know, I never thought of a cow print being nice, but that actually looks pretty fire.
And we were 3 wide. We're still 3 wide as Gabriel Ellison is on the outside. Let's see if they can make it through here safely. It looks like they will.
Yeah, it looks like he was just dropping back, not really comfortable there in the middle of the pack. So going to drop back to the tail of this pack and fall in line and just remain up here with these guys.
And Damian Leininger, and again, this same 2 guys, Damian Leininger and Ted Wreckage, just side by side. And if we get a replay of what happened there on lap 40, then it's going to be a great finale.
Yeah, and what's interesting too is, you know, being in the car, you don't really see it, but you know, being in my first Daytona broadcast, the amount of times that a car moves from top to bottom, to top to bottom, bottom to top. Damian Leininger's moved all over his track, and he's kept it out front since he's been there. But to see him move from bottom to top and know when to go is just really interesting.
And so now Rhett Tucker right there on his tail. Leininger's going to go down just a little bit, and he's going to go down to the bottom of the track while Rhett Tucker is going to lead that outside line, getting pushed by Ryan Newcomb in the number 7.
Yeah, this lead just continues to switch hands as that outside line is fairly organized. I'm actually kind of surprised that he didn't stay up there because of how well that outside line was giving him that push. But as you see the outside line continue to move past his inside line, Leininger in risk of losing this lead to Tucker.
Andrew Harris out there on Facebook saying, let's go Rhett Tucker. And Rhett Tucker is right up there towards the front of the pack. So He heard you, I think, Andrew.
Wreckage is all over the back of Damian Leininger trying to give him that push and not really staying square, and there's a very good chance of Leininger getting spun here. Just very difficult to hold on that bottom line.
Well, you can see just a long line of cars back behind them. And you can't really see it from this shot. In fact, we'll go back just a little ways, and maybe you can see it a little better. Yeah, there you go. So you can see a nice long line of cars forming up behind it in a single file line. And what that's going to do is if there is a wreck, it's going to accordion. And so they might want to just fall back a little bit further, I think.
Yeah, I'm typically comfortable about a second. That gives me a second to react and a second to kind of call it out and maybe get somebody checked up. But just being in this pack right here as well, being in the back of this knows to tell you're not safe. So you're hoping the guy in front of you is telling you information, and the guy leading the pack is also giving information to the guy in front of you.
Well, Red Tucker out there in the lead now. That outside line not forming up very well. We need to get somebody out to the outside, and there we go. Damian Leininger is going to go out there and try to lead that outside line with Ted Rekich once again.
Yeah, that outside line's been strong so far, and I'm not surprised Damian jumped out there. He's going to take the lead again, but again, surprising that he drops down. Really just content with being that lead car and not really holding that outside line. But the outside line's formed up, and I would love to be out there right now, just getting pushed or doing the push.
Yeah, it's almost like a carousel of 3 or 4 guys leading this race. But Ryan Ducombe finally trying to get that good push on Ted Rekich. And Ted Rekich is going to drop down now. So once again, it's just kind of a habit. You get towards the front on that outside. You just want to be on the inside.
And eventually you get shuffled back to the back, and then you eventually come back up to the top. But that back pack has essentially caught this lead pack now. And everybody's lined up on that bottom line except for these first 4 or 5 cars on top. So if they are not able to hold this line up top, they're going to drop way back. So these guys might want to try to make a move.
Yeah, you can see that line back behind. They don't want to stay too far back because if this thing continues to go green just like it's doing right now, they don't want to lose touch because there's no way they'll get back up there.
Not only that, but with green flag pit stop, they want to try to shorten that gap between them before they make their move. So you got to wonder if that's not coming to the plate now with 23 laps to go.
Interesting move there. Rekich moving up to the outside, so that allows Leininger to lead that inside pack again. Now he drops right back down.
Yeah, very risky move there, but you got to be experienced, and we saw Rekich really have a great drive that first 40 laps, but it's so difficult to time that block, as you see. Ducombe kind of getting a run on the outside, but it's going to get killed by that inside momentum. But it's so difficult to jump back and forth, and that's usually where your wrecks come. So Rekich playing with fire there, switching back and forth.
Now Ducombe, if he can get a good run here and a push from Greg Olenek, then he's got a possibility to win this thing just like he won it on Thursday night.
Absolutely, and we've seen these cars, just continuously swap the leads. Again, I got to wonder when there's going to be a car that sees that lead get taken. As they're going to go 3 wide here, Damian Leininger looking to the inside.
And now Ryan Ducombe takes that lead. Is he going to drop down now, or is he going to stay up there with Greg, who pushed him to the lead?
Looks like he's going to stay because, again, Ducombe is an independent driver as well as Olenek, so you don't really want to leave him out to dry and you not have that help later on when you get down to the nitty-gritty. So smart choice there by Ducombe staying high. It may have cost him that lead, but maybe has a drafting partner the rest of the race.
Yep, Ted Rekich back to the lead, getting pushed by Rhett Tucker here.
So Rhett Tucker's going to jump to the outside and try to take his lead as well.
So everybody just trying to find their way to the front, trying to figure out which lane they want to be in. But here at a race with restrictor plates, it's so hard to really pick one single line because both lines are so fast.
Absolutely, and it's all about timing as well. I mean, you can mistime a run, and you can also time it perfectly. Just knowing when to go and when you feel that momentum and taking full advantage of it.
Oh, Rhett Tucker back to the lead. Ryan Ducombe on the outside now, getting pushed again by Greg Olenek. So we'll see if they can do anything coming down the backstretch here.
Again, Ducombe, the only one that's been on the outside that has not cleared and gone down to the bottom. We'll see if he gets that opportunity again, if he'll keep that same decision. As you see Ted Rekich now jump out in front of Ducom. And Ducom's, again, going to push another guy to the lead.
And now Wreckage drives down to the bottom once again.
Yeah, again, you got to start wondering about these pit stops because they're coming.
Oh, no! Red Tucker!
To the inside wall, no caution.
That was Red Tucker. We're trying to get back to him. There you go. And he is stopped on the inside of the track. No yellow flag.
Hopefully able to get this thing back going green. Kept it green, able to get it back rolling. But that has broken this pack up, and it is now a 4-car race out front.
Yeah, that's going to spell trouble for a lot of these cars back towards the back, because if these 4 cars get hooked up and just get going, it's going to be tough for people to close that gap really quickly.
Absolutely. These guys can break away, and you'll never see them again. Unfortunately there for the cars involved, and also the cars that were involved, because you had to check up not knowing if the yellow wasn't going to come out. And unfortunately, if you checked up too much, you're now way back to what you were and possibly separated from the teammates.
And now Ted Wreckage leads this 4-car pack, and then right behind, Gabriel Ellison leads a couple cars, and then behind them you got David Duke leading another 4 or 5 car pack back behind that.
Absolutely. I was just about to mention, I saw David Duke get their organization put together, as those 2 cars are kind of keeping these 2 groups together that are in the middle. I fully expect these guys to run these guys down here in the next couple laps.
You know, Byron, I gave you the opportunity to wait until lap 40, and now it's lap 62, so I'm going to give you another chance at this. Who's your favorite out there?
I'm going with Miss Sadie. I'm going David Duke. I think David Duke gets it done tonight.
Yep, he's back here in 7th position, so not in a bad place. And now that second pack has caught up to the first pack, and so now we've got a long single file line here, about 10 to actually 11 cars back.
Yeah, and this is where you want to be if you're one of these 11 cars. You know those cars behind you are broken up behind you. They're not really organized. You're now with this lead pack. You now know that you have a chance to win this race, and that's all you ask for with 17 to go.
And now these cars are coming up on James Holzer, who will go a lap down now.
Likely one of those cars, as you see, doesn't really have any damage. Likely one of those cars that just checked up and lost the draft. And you see just how fast that draft is whenever you don't have light behind you.
And Ted Wreckage just remains out there in the lead. Ryan Ducom content right now to just keep pushing. The problem with this is that Ryan doesn't have teammates in his ear saying, hey, let's dive to the outside. So he doesn't know what anybody else is thinking right now.
And absolutely. Another big thing, too, is there's a lot of teammates up here that could be talking pit strategy in their own team chats and not even talking over the radio. So if you're Ryan Ducom, how do you know when these guys are coming unless they call it out just before pit road? So really, if these guys do need to come down pit, Ducom, you might want to be on the mic right now and making some arrangements for some guys to not pit by yourself.
Now, he's done a really good job out there pushing every single person that jumps in front of him. So he may have gained a few friends out there, even though he is an independent driver. Same thing with Greg Olenek out there. Again, an independent driver. He is a member of Team Rev Racing in both the Xfinity, or he's in the Xfinity League. But he does have an opportunity there to team up with a couple guys.
Absolutely. And, him and Greg Olenek kind of worked their way up here together. And I remember mentioning, though, these guys worked their way up to the front and possibly had a teammate, technically a teammate, because they're both independent. So if you're Wreckage, I wouldn't technically be comfortable right now with Ducom and Olenek right behind me, knowing that they're both independents.
Now, I will let you know that Red Tucker's still on the lead lap. He got hooked up with a few guys back here towards the back. And looks like this is Scott Kalal and Brad Herman. Is that not really sure. Oh, no, that's Daniel Balder. That's Daniel Balder back there in the 6. And so he's gotten hooked up with a couple of people. He's still on that lead lap. So if a caution does come out, then he'll be able to kind of get back up here in this lead pack.
Absolutely. He's hoping for that caution, especially before these leaders get around to him, depending on where he's at in the track. But right now, up front, this outside line starting to gather some runs. And I will be shocked if not a lot of cars jump out there. We kind of see what we saw before that incident where this lead just continuously gets swapped. But right now, these guys on the inside are just kind of lined up and kind of biding their time.
Well, now here comes Roel Smith Racing, and that is Jake Roel and Jacob Smith on the outside, and now everybody diving down into the pits.
Yeah, here we go. Green flag pit stops, 14 to go. You do not have room for error here. You cannot make a mistake, as you see. Olenek, who we said is the Xfinity regular, who's Rev Racing, getting his teammate, his ghost teammate there, Brandon Key, unfortunately, they're on pit road.
And now Jake Rowell and Jacob Smith lead this race for Rowell Smith Racing. Now the number 42 there, that's James Holzer. He is a lap down. So it's just these two cars that are fighting for position, but they are teammates, and I think they have got to be talking about when are we going to come down.
Absolutely, and unfortunately may not have got the communication that the other guys had because they're now by themselves, and obviously 2 cars is not going to be better than those 7 or 8 that decided to come down together.
Well, they're going to come down into pit road. I think their teammate Dean Brummett a few seconds back. I thought he was going to come down, but he's not going to. Dean Brummett out there, and he's got Timothy Latham right behind him and Brandon Browning back behind him as well.
Again, this is where it comes into play where you may not be lined up with your teammates, so you kind of got to go opposite of what they're doing, and hopefully that he's in communication with these 55 drivers here and can possibly work something out with them where they all come out together.
Yeah, Brandon Browning and Timothy Latham. I'm not sure if the rest of the 55 are doing this, but they both have stuff on their car for "This is for Sadie," and I'm sorry I don't have a better view of that than that. I just don't have a good view of it. So, but their back bumper says "Doing this for Sadie." So always good to see their hearts in this, and they are going to dive into the pits now. Dean Brummett, Timothy Latham, and Brandon Browning.
Yeah, you got a 4th car back there too coming in with them, so maybe a little bit of extra help here to possibly try to get up with that lead pack that already pitted.
Yeah, that's Landon Lacey in the 35 in the pits with them as well. So when we get back out there on the track, Jacob Smith should be able to come around and take this lead.
Yeah, riding by himself right now. I don't know if that was planned or not, but he's definitely going to want some drafting help as you see Bobby Brill there in front of him.
I'll tell you, he and Jake Rowell both only took 2 tires, but so did most of the other guys that pitted as well.
Interesting that they were able to get out in front of these guys that pitted, but also you got to look to the fact that they only had 2 cars to pit with versus 7 or 8 guys trying to get slowed down around you. So maybe that was the play because they were able to get on and off pit road faster than those other guys that had more cars with them.
Well, now you got Jacob Smith up front. Greg Olenek is in second position, just about 0.3 of a second behind, and there he is in the Moo and Brew car.
Absolutely, as you see him and Rekich here side by side, but they're trying to chase down this leader. We're going to have a 3-car battle here for the lead.
Now, Bobby Brill is a lap down, so he is not playing into this, but Ted Rekich right on the bumper of Jacob Smith.
Absolutely, and what's going to be interesting here to our fans, Bobby Brill, yes, he is a lap down, but at Daytona, if you're full speed, you're someone that can help. And if I'm one of these 3 cars, hey, we got to get in conversation with each other. Help me if we jump to the outside, especially if you're one of these guys that's in 2nd and 3rd. You want to try to be communicating with them if they're going to be willing to work with you.
So Jacob Smith leads this race, and he every now and then he gets just a little bit ahead of Ted Rekich there. That is not helping Jacob at all.
Yeah, and I think that may be a plan from Rekich there, trying to back off and possibly gain that run, knowing that whenever you do back off that car and you pull that draft, you're going to get that slingshot motion. So I bet he's probably kind of backing off right now, letting him kind of get out there, and then he's going to try to slingshot around him and take this lead.
As far as teams are concerned, Rev Racing has 4 guys in the top 11 right now, and so their team points are going to look fantastic tonight if they can hold this.
Absolutely, and that's what we talked about. It comes to Daytona, it's all about patience, and obviously showing off there with those 4 guys having a good night tonight.
And so they're just going to stay lined up. And I think this is that patience game that Ted Rekich was talking about, where just be patient. Still 9 laps to go. And if you're in touch with that front driver, you don't have to really go until the last 2 laps.
Absolutely. And you see there in that shot that we just had, they're about to have some company here. So they may either want to get lined up or figure out who's pushing who, because that pack is coming and those guys are hungry.
Yep, only less than a second ahead, so it's being led by Oscar Jensen in the 41.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that's your pick, and he's leading us back. Expect him to jump to the outside here with a good run and see who goes with him.
Greg Olenek jumps out there.
Absolutely, great play by Olenek, trying to take advantage of their momentum, and it's going to shoot him up here, possibly take him to the lead.
Jake Rowell on the far outside. They are 3 wide.
It's about to get up here, Sean. The laps are winding down, and I told you when 10 laps to go, the gloves come off. There's no more friends. There's no more teammates. As we get a wreck here in the triangle.
Oh, huge wreck, and that will bring out that caution.
That took out every bit of happiness.
Oh, massive wreck back there. And we'll see who gets through it. It looks like David Duke is involved. Thomas Rutherford involved. Alan Dobbs might have been involved. It looks like his car's okay. Brandon Browning. Maybe Timothy Latham involved as well. So a lot of cars involved in this. Yeah, Timothy Latham's car looks sideways from my view.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Had a great run altogether. It's going to be interesting to see what happened here. Just not a lot of real estate with so many cars there in the middle.
Yeah, we're gonna back this up a little bit and try to see this from a little bit further back. Looks like it happened right behind Jake Rowell. I'm not sure who started that. Bobby Brill definitely involved. Let's see if we can get a better view of it. Looked like Thomas Rutherford possibly one of the first ones involved there.
Man, that is just I hate that.
Oh yeah, Thomas Rutherford and teammate David Duke. And that takes out Ryan Ducombe. That takes out, oh, who else? The 74 as well. So that's one of our new drivers, Joshua Balliette. Looks like Timothy Latham's down there in the wall. I'm not sure if Alan Dobbs made it through there or not.
Yeah, it looked like Alan Dobbs just came to a stop and kind of just creeped through there. But unfortunately there, Rutherford either thought he was clear or just maybe misheard his teammate. But gets into him, and that takes out a good solid 10 to 12 cars there. Just unfortunate.
Yeah, Dobbs gets it woed up. And it looks like he makes it through clean.
Yeah, he's just waving at the friends as he drives by.
Wow,
Man.
Huge wreck.
And again, even getting woed up there, I'm telling you, the whole time, yes, he was looking at his windshield, but he was also looking at his rear view because there's nothing worse than getting it woed up and just getting hammered from behind. So good piece of driving there from Alan Dobbs to avoid that.
All right, so here we go. 5 laps to go. We got Jacob Smith up front. Let's see if we can't figure out what's going through his head here. Let's see if we can't grab him and pull him into the booth. Well, actually, I don't see him. In fact, I was told a little bit earlier that he was having Discord issues, so I don't have him. But let's see if we can't maybe find Greg Olenek. Hey, Greg, this is Sean and Byron up in the booth. Hey, man, how's it going?
How's it going, guys?
Man, it is going really, really well. You got a new sponsor on the car this week, and here we go. How's it looking out there for you?
Oh my God, it's so dicey right now. We had the lead right before that caution came out, man. We were surging to the front with that 41 pushing. But no, I'm very excited to have Moo and Brew on board. It's such a great restaurant here in Charlotte, and I'm just happy to help out all the local businesses in the area. So I'm hoping to give them some good exposure tonight, and I'm hoping everybody likes the car.
Yeah, man, we got a good shot of the car right now on the broadcast, but we saw Jensen make that run there on the outside. We saw you jump out there, man. Did you think it may have been a little bit too early to make that move? We've seen the lead swap a little bit here. What's your strategy here going with 5 laps to go?
I'm trying to stay up in these at least first 2 rows until we get to the very end. So I saw that outside line coming very fast, big run, and I had to get up and get in front of them. I was really worried they were going to take me 3 wide with the momentum they had, but luckily he gave me a big shove there down the backstretch.
Well, man, you've got a good run going on here. And so which chat are you in right now? Who are you chatting with as far as on the track?
I'm in Ryan Ducombe's chat in one of the race chatter ones since we're both part-time in Cup. I decided to work with him after he had a good run on Thursday, and the H2K cars were really good at pushing. So I've just been staying behind him the whole time, and unfortunately he just got caught up, I believe, in that accident. So I think I'm on my own right now.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll let you get back to it. Congratulations on a good race. Bring it home.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right. So Greg Olenek having a little bit of work to do out there now that he's kind of lost his partner out there, but still got a great job out there. And he's got, looks like Ted Rekich right behind him, who has pushed multiple people to the lead tonight.
Absolutely. And you see your driver there, Oscar Jensen, lining up on the inside there. That's where I want to be here in Daytona. You're the control car. You're pushing that lead car. You're going to get the best jump out of anybody because you know when he's going to go. So I expect him to get a good jump here and possibly jump to the outside there with Olenek and Rekich and try to get around Smith here immediately.
Well, so that wreck took out a lot of Rev Racing, but now we've got all five of Roel Smith Racing up in the top 13 right now.
And the rich keep getting richer as they're having a great team night here, our team leaders, as the pace car is going to pull off, hopefully for one last time. And Smith is going to lead us here to the green flag.
And Jacob Smith on that inside line, getting a great push from Oscar Jensen, and he's going to clear Greg Olenek on the outside.
He gets a great push from Oscar Jensen, as like you said. But here comes Greg Olenek on the outside with Ted Rekich pushing him to the corner.
And Jake Rowell dove down from the outside down to the inside to help that line with his teammate up front.
Absolutely. And Olenek said he didn't have help, but technically not his teammate, but also an affiliation, his Rev Racing teammate, Alan Dobbs there sitting in fourth behind Ted Rekich pushing him away.
Yep, now Olenek dives down to the inside, leaving Rekich out to dry out there, but Alan Dobbs still pushing there, but you got Jacob Smith on the inside pushing Olenek now.
Yeah, Olenek said he wants to be in control of this race. We're going to see what he does here, as Ted Rekich has been strong all night long. We're going to see what he does here on the outside.
2 laps to go, and it is starting to heat up a ton up front.
Absolutely. If you're that leader, you just want to see that white flag and hope these cars behind you continue to push. They come around the turn here, turn 2, come off the turn, and go into the backstretch.
I got to mention Rhett Tucker, who got involved in a huge wreck earlier, and now he is up in 11th up there. So looks like he's got his car back under control, and so he's got a shot at this if these leaders do something wrong.
Absolutely. You're going to see these guys keep it clean here, hopefully turn 4. Coming to the white flag one last time. Greg Olenek coming to the tri-oval.
Oh, we got wrecking back behind. I believe that's Nick Caldwell.
Yes, but the white flag came. Here we go. Next flag ends the race will be the checkered. Here we go.
And it's about to get really dicey up in the front. Greg Olenek still leads the way. You got Jacob Smith right behind him. Look for Jacob Smith possibly to do a little bit of bump drafting here on this next turn.
Absolutely. You see Alan Dobbs peeking to the outside there, Ted Rekich. Will Rekich get clear of Olenek?
Smith to the inside. Smith to the middle.
3 wide through turn 3.
And Rekich on the outside getting a great push from Jacob Smith now.
Olenek in power on the inside. They get together. Olenek to the inside. He has the run.
Oh, everybody spin in.
Rekich to the run. Olenek.
I believe it's Olenek that won it.
Olenek with the win. Greg Olenek with the Moo and Brew win. There was a tie. There's no tie between the two.
Oh, we can't have a tie.
What an outstanding race from Greg Olenek and Ted Rekich. Wow.
Really?
Are we allowed to have a tie?
iRacing is scoring Olenek as the winner, but we're going to go to that photo finish there.
If I can if I can get the photo finish. I'm going to try to get the finish line cam.
Oh, man, what a finish. I cannot wait to talk to Greg Olenek here because I know he's going to be ecstatic.
We have got to see that again. I'm not sure if this is going to show us what we need to see. We're going to take this ever so. I think that was Olenek. That's so close.
What a race. Wow.
So Greg Olenek is our winner. And he is spinning out there in the infield.
Hey, I'm glad there's no water down there. He deserves this one, man. He drove his tail off for that one. That was a great win. And Wreckage, hats off to him. Wreckage all night was solid. So I think he's really catapulted himself and really kind of put a stamp here tonight.
Olenek, who just 2 weeks ago was talking about how he was so disappointed in the way that he was driving in these leagues and just really, really upset with himself, and now he is a winner here at Daytona.
Absolutely, and he has a sponsor on board here this week, getting Mill & Brew on the front page here at SRN. He's going to burn it down here on the front stretch, and man, I am beyond ecstatic for him. He's my teammate, and he deserves this one, man. I'm happy for him.
That was absolutely an amazing finish. And so we will bring up the results here as Greg Olenek burns it down, and rightfully so.
We may not be able to get him up here. He's going to be burning it down the rest of the night, man. They need to close the server down.
So Greg Olenek, an independent, he does race for Rev Racing in a lower league, but he brings it up here into the Cup. Oh, and he just blew his motor, so there you go. That'll stop it. But Greg Olenek, as an independent, wins this race. Ted Rekich from Team SRN in second. Brandon Browning from Filthy 5 Motorsports finishes in third. James Holzer, who was a lap down there for a while, he brings it all the way back and comes in fourth for Team SRN. Jake Rowell from Rowell Smith Racing up in fifth.
Before I go forward, I just want to point out the margin of victory there. 0.001 for Greg Olenek over Ted Rekich, man. That is awesome. What a finish. Sixth place, Rhett Tucker, who got in that incident earlier, fought his way back, never out of it. Finishes sixth as an independent there. Seventh place, Oscar Jensen, your pick, had a great run tonight, Filthy 5. In eighth place, Jacob Smith for Rowell Smith Racing. Ninth place, Dean Brummett for Rowell Smith Racing as well. And in 10th place, Gabriel Ellison for H2K Motorsports.
11th place, Alan Dobbs for Rev Racing. 12th place, Shane Good for Rowell Smith Racing. Dave Hughes Jr., an independent, up in 13th. We didn't say his name all night long, and he ended up with the top 13. Scott Healy in 14th for Rowell Smith Racing, and 15th was Scott Kalal from Team SRN.
And 16th, we got Landon Lacey, who's an independent. Joseph DuPont driving for H2K Motorsports comes in 17th. Brandon Key for Rev Racing, who was caught up in that incident towards the end there, comes home in 18th for Rev Racing. Nick Caldwell comes home in 19th for Rev Racing. And Austin Reedy for Bronco Motorsports will round up the top 20.
And a few people have asked, where did David Duke finish up? He finished up back in 26th position after being caught up in that wreck. So great race by him tonight, but not the finish that he or Sadie were looking for.
Absolutely. And unfortunate for him to get caught up in that. He was having a great run, but man, all in all, man, great job by these drivers tonight. It was a good job.
All right, well, let's see if we can't get Brandon Browning up here in the booth, and this will be Brandon's first time in the booth this season. Hey, Brandon, this is Sean and Byron up in the booth. How's it going, brother?
Oh, it's going well, buddy, man. I've been so many Daytona races in the last 2 weeks that have done me wrong, and I've got my heart broke, but we did what we set out to do tonight.
Absolutely. And Brandon, we kind of been waiting around for your 55 drivers to kind of put it together outside of Timothy Latham. You guys have been consistent, but not really up there where Timothy's really been this season. Kind of speak to what this third place finish tonight's going to do for you and your teammates going forward.
Well, I think it brings the momentum back. Of course, we had some things that kind of tossed our momentum away earlier in the season, and this really kind of gets it going. I'll say, I knew coming into the season that I was going to be, the bottom car on this team. We've got a team full of superstars. So this was the track that I circled, this one in Talladega, because I knew I could hold my own. And if luck just went my way, maybe I could swing the momentum for my teammates.
Well, I know that. I mean, you saying that you're the bottom team member of this team, and I know that that Oscar Jensen had also been really disappointed in the way that he was racing earlier in the season. But you two came out on top as far as Filthy 5 is concerned with 2 top 10 finishes. And so, is this what you're looking for personally as we head into Homestead, Miami? Is this kind of a boost just for you personally?
Personally, it absolutely is. It's easy. It's easy when you're going 20th, 22nd, 24th down there, and those sides of the results to kind of get discouraged. So it's a nice breath of fresh air to come to Daytona. And we got a little bit of damage earlier. I think Jay Gimbel didn't see the wreck up in front of us and kind of got in the back bumper, and it even tore me down then too. I was like, man, it's just another typical race. But we stayed in it and kept fighting and never gave up. But I do want to go ahead and say, you guys know as well as I do, all week long I've been trying to do everything I can to get people to donate money for Sadie. And that's what this third place is going to do. I'm going to take all proceeds that I brought from third place as well as a personal donation here in the next little bit and donate it to her, because I know what my little boy means to me, and I couldn't imagine.
Definitely, man. Well, good on you and good on your entire team. Great run tonight. We'll let you get right back to it. Congratulations. Anybody else you want to thank before we let you go?
Absolutely. I want to thank you guys, obviously, SRN, for putting on the broadcast and calling it for us each week. I want to thank every one of my teammates at Filthy Five who make me better each and every week. I want to thank my wife for allowing me to do this, and my little boys, because they love to watch me race. And as well, the last shout out that I feel I have to give here, I got to give a shout out to Justin Boyles. That guy's taught me everything I know here. I mean, I translated from console racing, but Boyle showed me everything I needed to know to get this P3 tonight.
Man, congratulations. We'll let you go right now, but we will see you next week at Homestead, Miami.
Thank you, guys.
All right, let's see if we can't get Ted Rekich in here. And again, we kind of talked to him a little bit earlier, so let's see what his view was there on the last thousandth of a second. Hey, Ted, Sean and Byron once again. How's it going, man?
Not too bad. It doesn't get much better than that, right, guys?
Man, that was the best TV you could possibly watch. I don't even know if Daytona is running right now, but they need to be watching us instead.
I would agree. I mean, I drove my rear end off. That was all out there for Sadie. I'm so glad that we're all coming together for the cause. Greg, I mean, an independent to get up there, take first. I mean, I knew I was kind of out on the lonely island there. I saw Royal Smith racing up there. I knew he was going to make a move to the outside on 4, so I had to do everything I could. I figured Greg was going to go down below the yellow. I guess I kind of forced him down there, so a little beating and banging. But, I mean, that's the way you want these races to finish. As clean as can be. I mean, a little bit of fender rubbing. Made for a good one.
Absolutely. And Ted, kind of speak on what this is going to do for you, man. You had a good run, got the stage win. What's this going to do for you and your season going forward as we move forward at Homestead?
Honestly, man, like I said, I've just been getting caught up in everybody else's stuff. So it's just nice to get out here, especially plate racing. I mean, the first 2 wrecks happened right in front of me. I was kind of just laying back, and I knew I had to get through it at least one race. You just got to work one race at a time. I mean, I was sitting 12th in points, and I was really surprised that I was even there, just with the luck I've been having. So it's really nice to get a good run for Team SRN. All the guys, Chad, James, Ira, everybody. I mean, they're all putting in the effort. They got the short end of the stick tonight, unfortunately. But, I mean, team standings, we're staying there. So I feel like we'll be a force to be reckoned with here.
So what's your game plan moving into Homestead, Miami? You know, Daytona is one of those tracks that you just try to stay as clean as you possibly can and just try not to run into any other cars out there on the track. It's a little bit more strategic at Homestead, isn't it?
Oh, tires and tires, man. Just got to save there. The way these setups are in our racing right now with the dynamic track just not being a factor, the tire model, I mean, you're going to find that line and it gets down to it. I mean, you're going to have to give the bump and run. I don't know how much that high side is going to work there, but we'll kind of see. I mean, I have to pretty much race aggressive to get good finishes now. So it's unfortunate. I mean, I drove in way over my head today, so thanks for everybody giving me slack. But just really looking forward to some good finishes and just top 5s. Keep taking them off.
Well, man, is there anybody you'd like to thank before we let you get right back to it?
Team SRN, I mean, guys, you guys have been close-knit. We all have a good time in the Discord here. Jason Tripp for the league, I appreciate it. Broadcasters, guys, you guys do a fantastic job week in, week out. This is all because of you guys, so we are all glad to be here. And Sadie, if you're out there, sweetie, we're doing this for you. We really hope that you have a strong recovery here, and stay strong.
All right, buddy. Well, we thank you for everything, and definitely, I'm sure Sadie thanks you for donating that halfway amount as well. And buddy, have a great night tonight. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week at Homestead, Miami.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, let's see if we can't get the winner in here. And I mean, I'm sure he is still he's still through the roof with excitement right now. Greg, this is Sean and Byron up in the booth, man.
My God. Woo.
Well, so Greg, you and I had talked, a few weeks ago, and you were really disappointed with yourself as far as how you've been racing and stuff like that. And it just seems like we've seen a resurgence from Greg Olenek in the past couple of days here. So tell me what that's been about.
Yeah, I mean, this season's been a season of lows, and now luckily I'm starting to hit those highs. And Adam Pettit has really set me up with some good equipment and steered me in the right direction for equipment that I should be investing in if I really want to take this seriously. And I buckled down and I bought the AccuForce wheel, and it's just been a game changer ever since. And this week, with Moo and Brew coming on board, it's a whole new me, man. And it's just, actually, I have people behind me now who are backing me and believe in me, and I have family and friends watching now that are excited as ever, just to see me out on track and performing as well as I am. And that just pushes me even more to want to get up front and stay up front. And man, I cannot believe that finish. Oh my God, I'm still
Now, obviously, this is not your leagues, though. You're an independent, but you're going to be moving back down to the Xfinity Series next week. What can this kind of do for you in that league in a sense of, your confidence is through the roof right now. You're excited. You said of a new Greg. What can we expect from that new Greg going forward next week at Homestead?
Yeah, I think that you can see that I'm going to be hitting the practice sessions a lot more just to, keep this up and, prove that this isn't just a Daytona fluke, like how Trevor Bayne won, a few years back. And I want to keep going to victory lane, and doing donuts is so much fun after the race, and especially when it comes down to a 1,000th of a second. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited to get to Homestead, and I've been running with another league, Ohio Sim Racing, as well, and they've been helping me, get some practice time. I've run about 6 Daytona sessions this week, and I think, I've run well in just about all of them. And we didn't get the finish that we wanted on Thursday in the Xfinity Series, finished 11th, but it could have been worse. And we had a good car and we had a good run. It just accidents happen at Daytona, and I got caught up in them, and I played the cards right. And I owe Ryan Ducombe big. I stayed behind him most of the race, and then he got caught in that wreck, and then I think I owe Jacob Smith even bigger. He was pushing me as much as he could down that backstretch, and I swear my rear wheels were off the ground the whole time.
Well, man, a great run out there. Congratulations. Anybody else that you'd like to thank before we let you go tonight?
Oh, obviously, I want to thank Moo and Brew for coming on board. Ryan Grant, getting in touch with me, and my buddy Sean Donathan that I work with for getting us together, and making this deal happen. So I owe them big time, and I still run for Diecast Universal on the side as well. So I want to throw them a little shout too, and Diamond G Concepts as well. Sparkle and Shine, Next Diag, Griffith CPA, and Silverback Tax Firms. They all believe in me, man, and I owe them big time, and I couldn't do it without them.
Well, buddy, great job tonight. We're going to let you get back to it. Congratulations, and we will see you next week for the Xfinity race at Homestead, Miami.
Thanks, guys.
All right, buddy. Take care.
You too.
All right, Byron. Have we been able to breathe yet?
I'm still catching my breath, man. What a race. I can't wait to go back and watch this. This was a good one, man. This was fun. Happy for Greg, and looking forward to Homestead next week.
Well, man, next week we've got Homestead, the Magic City 200 at Homestead Miami Speedway. And so, I mean, if it's anything like tonight, which of course is not a restrictor plate race, so how could it be like this? But we have not seen a bad race yet in the Cup Series.
Absolutely, and it just shows the type of talent that we have in this league. And it's going to be like that every week, and it's going to be cutthroat every week. So it's getting down to nitty-gritty. We're getting past that a honeymoon stage of trying to find out who these playoff drivers are, and it's getting down to that cutting time.
Yeah, but our next broadcast is actually going to be the Truck Series at the Magic City 125 at Homestead Miami also. So definitely come back and join us on February 17th as we get that party started. We are going to have a great time with that. But for right now, I'm Sean Griffith along with Byron McDonald. And everybody, please have a fantastic night. Enjoy the Daytona 500, and we will see you guys next week at Magic City Homestead Miami Speedway. But until then, go faster.